back again, and I chose violence again. Just joking. So, I don't want to claim myself as parry god. I have died enough time to talk about it, probably. Now, right off the bat, like, if Lies of P, Sekiro, and Elden Ring, they are, like, mechanics-wise, they're, like, very different game from each other. You know, Elden Ring is dodge-heavy, Sekiro is parry-heavy, and, like, Lies of P is, like, P-organ-heavy. So the comparison really doesn't matter, but, hey, I gotta milk some views. Just so you know that this video is scuffed and you made it to one of those scuffed videos, you go through rabbit hole. And now, like on a general note, the most opinion or apparently like thing is Sekiro parry, Lies of P parry is pain in balls, and Elden Ring parry is dog shit. That's what people say, okay? Well, yes and no. Let's talk about Sekiro and Lies of P for the first time. Let's put the Elden Ring to the side. I'm gonna come to that. And I have a lot of things to say. In Sekiro, it's just basically you just go in. Right off the bat, like everybody agrees that the parry window for the Sekiro is like way bigger. Like once you get the hang of it, the parry window is much more forgiving and very big, and you can like kind of like spam the button. It's an air, so like you're not sure about like when it's gonna land, so you just like for the most cases, unlike the couple certain attacks, like the Ishin does that air attack, it's very much more open and stuff, and that's what the most of the complaint comes in, like the Lies of P, like the parry window is tight, and it is very much more like you need to really look into the attack, and you have to actually parry, which is much more feels, you know, more unforgiving in a sense. Which I totally get it. You can, for some attacks, you can literally spam the button and get away with it in Lies of P, but like in the most scenarios, you need to really see the attack. Like even like the thirst attack have different timings. Like the Nameless Puppet have one grab attack that has different timing than the thirst attack that give. But the thing that makes Sekiro harder, for at least for me, or at least in general, like Sekiro is way harder than Lies of P. What makes it that is there's this some attacks you can't, you know, parry. Like you need to do certain moves. Like the most of the times, like oh shit, the swipe attacks you need to jump. To Mikiri, well Mikiri you can still parry. Like to process that while being on a flow and constant aggression, like you need to slow your brain and just do that, and that makes it really hard. And with that comes with the terror attack and like even the grab one. So like now you need to dodge. So like you cannot just go like attack. Whereas in Lies of P, I found it so easy that you just can go in and you can just go parry. Like couple bosses does the grab that you need to dodge, but other than that, any grab you can just parry it. Like the Nameless Puppet ones or the Luxasia ones, like you can parry all of them. So like you basically, it's like okay, just go and parry. Just don't need to think about encounter, Mikiri encounter, or jump. That's what makes it really easy. You learn all the parries and you can just go like absolute nuts and like you know that thing. Another thing that makes it really forgiving in a sense that it's very more depth and it's more versatile than Sekiro, because like in Sekiro it's just basically like get good or uninstall, like that kind of shit. You know, Lies of P is like if you miss one parry inside of a boss combo, you can still be alive. Like if you, unless you're insane like me to do a level 10 run, which is still fine. Is like if you have a decent amount of health and if you're running with like a better damage reduction rate weapon with a better god regain and better armor and like defense part on a general sense, if you miss one parry you can be still alive, and there's like really very openings for you to heal and all that, and you can just get the health back, and that makes it so much tuned down version from Sekiro. It's like Sekiro it punishes you even for deflection, in a sense that oh well, you got caught up in a freaking combo and then you just keep parrying, and then well guess what, your posture bar is yellow and it gets fucking red, and then well guess what, you miss one attack and it's like pew 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 pew, hesitation is defeat. Like what the you know, it's like, well, people say that, well, if you even have 1 HP and as long as you're deflecting all the fucking attacks, no, your posture bar will be like that. But like, I think that's what makes it hardcore. But it's like, You miss one perfect parry, posture broken, shoved, jamaled, electrocuted, grabbed, farted on, off the map, all that stuff. So that's what makes it, like, I feel like very, very, well, you can still feel that much amount of pain in Liza P, like those Archbishop. It just sits on you like bonk. Can't not dodge it sometimes, like you need to forcefully parry it. That's what is like cooked in thing, and you don't have any armor in Sekiro. And like for certain attacks, for example, like the Headless or the Demon of Hatred, even if you parry, your fire element or terror ailment like increases. I don't know if you know that. In Liza P, you can parry everything. You can parry this acid, you can parry this air, you can parry the electric shockwave without taking any damage. It was like super power, and that's what makes it really fun. But obviously, Sekiro is more hardcore. I think the main problem comes in Liza P is the camera angle, which I have huge respect for Sekiro. Like a lot of people say that, oh, is the parry that is satisfying and everything and all that stuff, the gameplay. Well, while still is true, except certain scenarios and bugs, you know, in every single boss, no matter where you are, you can see the attack landing, and you can see it whether how big the boss is or how small the boss is. You can legit see frame to frame that the freaking attack landing. And Liza P is like, that's the only one of the flaws I really hate. Here's the rule of thumb: if you start parrying Liza P, no matter where you start, you're gonna end up in a wall, and the camera will fuck you up. Like, if you have noticed or haven't noticed, I have no idea, but this is what it works. In Archbishop, in Luxasia, it's just like, ooh, Gringe, a nameless puppet, all that shit. It's the camera angle. Now, speaking of camera angle, and speaking of frames, and speaking of you can see it or not, welcome to Elden Ring. So, well, if you want to parry in Elden Ring, I recommend you go learn. There is a guard parry in Liza P. Go learn that, book a therapist, and then you go to Elden Ring. It's way more complicated. You need to predict what move he's gonna do. You need to pray that, okay, he does that move set, and you have to press the button when the move is not even landed, because guess what? The time it takes to swing his shield, you can make a whole family. It is what it is. You can't parry like dun, 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 dun. You cannot do that. Also, normally to parry, you need a shield, and then now you need to press the button when the freaking attack is not even landed. And now you cannot parry all the attacks. You need to know which ones you can parry. Then hopefully it all goes well, and if you're lucky and if you are sane enough, after failing enough times, you're gonna master the parry. Now, like, I don't know why a sane person would go and learn Elden Ring Parry, because the dodge is way more forgiving. For me, coming from Sekiro, I did, and I like it. And here's the thing, it's hard and it's rewarding. That's why. If you know how to parry, you can just basically abuse it. Well, that's why the other variable comes in, because the main problem of the parry is not even the skill of parry. The main problem is bad terrain, you're dead. If you're too far, you're dead. If the camera rotates and you're in the mouse and keyboard, you're dead. If the moment you press the button, the freaking lock changes to a fucking boss, whoever likes a donkey fucking... I don't know, you're dead. The camera is like always high. I have no idea. Maybe it's a mouse and keyboard problem. You know, after dying enough times, you will see that, okay, this is the move you cannot parry because you're too late, or you were too far, or like you were just, the frame not gonna match with your shield and stuff, and it depends on different shield, different timings and all that shit. Even if you master it, 90% success rate, or like even if you're really good, 99% success rate, the game is not meant to be parried. Okay, so like you cannot parry all the attacks. Like the magic ones, you cannot parry. There are certain attacks like you cannot parry. You must need to dodge, and for some attacks to parry, you need a certain item and something like that. which is totally fair for the game, and it fits with the game and the way it works. That doesn't take away the fact that this parry is really powerful. Let's see a boss like Tree Sentinel. That's my only boss I like from the game. Like any Tree Sentinel or like any horse boss, that's the only boss I can beat. Except the Lorette from Halictree that have magic. Anything that is related to magic, I fucking hate it. Because I have died. I spent 30 hours on Tree Sentinel, on Limgrave, on that spot. For Tree Sentinel and some normal bosses, one parry staggers the boss. You can take the charge, or for some, like, you can just freaking do the normal attacks. For some bosses like Market, you need to do like 2 parries. For Millennia, you need to do 3 times, and it's fine. Do the conclusion. I don't know. So difficulty wise, I feel like Elden Ring Parry, it's hard to learn than other ones. Yeah, difficulty wise, Elden Ring is harder than Sekiro, harder than Lies of P Parry probably. Like if you say the damage wise or like the impact wise, I think Lies of P has more impact than even Elden Ring and even Sekiro, because in Lies of P, like, you can abuse the parry system. Like if you actually, the video coming soon, there is a perfect guard crit build, something like that. I'm just working on it. Like there are a couple of videos on it already, but like I just want to talk about it because I think it's not enough get talked about Lies of P, how underrated it is. You know, if you're running with a perfect guard, that kind of build, you can abuse it. Like you can just put a perfect grindstone and you can just you know, trigger the stagger window without even parrying. Just by holding, you can trigger it, which is kind of abuse. But I would say, like, overall, I might be biased, but Lies of P is way more fun because of the one mechanics. You can destroy boss weapons. That separates and sets off like the fun meter to like maximum. There is nothing more satisfying than breaking the boss weapon in Lies of P, if you have ever done it. Same gonna one. Broke his weapon. The only regret I have, if you just actually judge by the game mechanics and everything, I think most of the people would agree that Sekiro is the holy grail. It's like way more balanced, way more like hardcore, tuned in, fun, and all that stuff. Same with the Elden Ring. Like if you have fun in a fucking fire giant, back off, back off, back off, back off. Fucking gods can do. Fuck this. I'm in Lies of P, like there are certain different ways of parry. Like for example, like the Aegis seal, like the prosthetic arm, which is video coming soon. The guard parry you can do for the certain handles. You can combine it. If you don't know what it is, I made a whole video how to do it. The blind man spear is a special weapon that uncharged attack can parry, and the charged attack can also parry if you time it properly. Basically you can spam it, and also with the true dragon sword. So there's like other ways to even parry it, so that makes like it's very vast and more depth. But all these things really matters. It depends totally on like which game you like to play overall, like story-wise, world-wise, or everything, all the lore, how the boss design is, things. So it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I would say like Lies of P is fun. You know, I like Lies of P and Sekiro so much. I still haven't completed Elden Ring. I have a huge respect for Elden Ring, but it's like I'll make a video whole. Like, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching a scuffed video. I mean, that means a lot. And if you like it, or if you find it somewhat helpful, like subscribe. Like I make this kind of shit videos apparently. That's it. Thanks for watching. Good night. Good luck. Keep yourself alive. I'll see you there in the next video probably. But yeah, I loved when I whipped that fucking draconic tree sentinel. It felt so good. Come on. Come on. You just look up to the thing, and it's like the whole upside down ball sack is just freaking landing on